Hello and welcome. I'm Wayne Bilal with this week's Profit Maximizer Moment. This week we're going to be discussing the importance of designing your products and services to maximize your profits. Seems kind of logical, but you'd be amazed how infrequently this is done. Look, your products and services and your pricing should be designed so that they always make the maximum contribution to your bottom line. Now, you're in business to make money, to make a profit. Okay. Some products or services are more profitable than others, but knowing how to maximize your profits with your products and services is an important skill business owners have to have. No doubt about it. Understanding why your customers are driven to certain products help business owners identify gateway products, add-on products, and complementary products. All of those are important. In order to determine proper pricing and product mix, it is vital that the business owner have accurate and complete cost data for all of their products. You can easily design a profitable sales process once these elements are identified. I'm going to say before I even get started, let me give you a couple of examples. I had a restaurant that was getting started. I mean, they've been started a while. Excuse me. And I told them what I wanted them to do was identify. All right, this is this plate. What does it cost you to get that plate to the table? All right, and they were like, "Oh man, it's going to be impossible to do." I said, "No, that's agreed. You got too many products. Take your top 10 items, top 10 selling meals, and just do those." Then I came back a couple weeks later. They had done every item on their menu. What happened? So, well, as we were going through it, we realized we weren't pricing some things correctly, and we weren't promoting things correctly. Like we had this one plate that we make a lot more money on, but it was never it was something that we could have put on special, as Taco Tuesday type thing, where it could be a special for that day. And things that were on special, we were making less money on. So when we put them on special, we made even less. So that's kind of one real world example of how you can use this. Um, so where do you start? Well, kind of just gave you a clue, didn't I? So you start, and by the way, this is going to be one of those, if you're really going to do this, you need to stop and pause and write this down. All right. So, what are your top 10 most profitable products? List them. Get your top 10. If you're in a restaurant, what is the top 10 that sell the most? Okay. Um, Now, if you don't know what's the profitable and how do you determine that? What do I sell it for? What is my cost? What is my cost of labor that's involved in that? And that gets me my profit before, gross profit. All right. If you don't know that, pick your top 10 selling items and then calculate the cost. If you need help with that, get with any good CPA. They'll be able to help you. I mean, I'd be happy to work with somebody if they need help with that. All right. Now, for every one of your top 10 items, you're going to list the features, advantages, and benefits for your top selling products. A feature is, all right, I like these pens. A feature is it writes. An advantage is it's very easy in and out. All right. I'm being simplistic here, but an advantage over just a straight pen is that I'm not, because I can make the pen go away, I can stick it in my pocket and not get ink on it. And I don't have to worry about finding the top that gets lost. A benefit of this one though is that it's so easy to write and it's a very nice pen that my clients, when I hand it to them, because it has my name and address and telephone number on it, use the pen. All right. They use the pen. And that way they always have my name and number and I'm constantly reminding them. That's simplistic, but a feature is what it does. An advantage is why this product is better than any competing product. And the benefit is what does it do for the client? All right. In this case, when I bought the pen, I was the client. It's a good pen. My clients like to use it. They think it writes quite well, and it has the name on there. That's a benefit. So it keeps me top of mind. All right. So always put down for product number one all the way through product number whatever the top 10. What is the features, advantages, and benefits? You need to be able to know this so that you can get your marketing around it. You're not going to sell me on this pen because it writes. So does everybody else. So does every other pencil pen. All of us have 100 pens and pencils around if we're in business somewhere. All right. But you can do this on any product. I'm using the pen because it's simplistic. All right. And I'm simple. All right. And the advantages is what makes this particular product better, the product that you're selling better than the competitors. And the benefit is what benefit will your customer get out of the product? And that's really your sales tool. So you really want to be on top of that one. Next, you want to talk about for each one of the products, what add-ons can be made to it, what complementary products can be made to it. All right, a little hard to do on a pen. Okay, but I worked with somebody at BUK Medical. They're in town. If you need home medical supplies, call them. They're great. Um, they'll really help you out. They got everything. It's like Toys R Us for old folks like me. Anyways, if I were to buy a lift chair, which I'm going to be in the market for because my knees and ankles don't like me, an add-on would be, one of the things that go on the side where I can, hang, hang on the arm where I can put the remote and other stuff I may have. That's a type of add-on. Complementary product might be something that cleans it. Um, I'm just spitballing here. But what you want to look for is when they come in and you sell them on one, what makes sense to add. Think about the last time you bought a car, or anything. An add-on would be the warranty, all right, or an upgrade. We can also say upgrade. You know, good, better, good, better, best is an upgrade. So that I put that in there. What add-ons, what upgrades, and what complementary products. Using myself for an example, I come in to do the tax return. Well, an add-on would be audit protection. Upgrade, a complementary product would be tax planning. An upgrade would be taking them into coaching. All right, that type of thing. All right. So sit down and list that for all of your products, all of them. And when you're finally done, you'll be able to come up with an idea of how to market it, because what you're going to look at next is what are the entry products that brings 80% of your new customers in. What is being brought in? Those are the ones you want to concentrate on, because it's being brought into your store. They're answering an ad, they being referred, whatever. Do a good job on that first sale, but make sure you upgrade. The most famous add-on is that we all can think of. McDonald's did it with, do you want fries with that? Sounds simple, but that simple little question increased their profit margins dramatically, because the hardest part of marketing is getting them to show up at the drive-in, the drive-through. Anything you can add to that is fantastic. Okay. So what are your entry point products, and how can you leverage these to increase sales to new customers? And that's what I'm talking about. We've got your add-ons, your complementary products, and your upgrades. Those are the three things you're looking at. So, which of your top 10 profitable products also lure new customers? List them, and then explore how to increase sales from these products. And make sure that you always look for those three things I'm talking about: add-ons, upsells, and complementary products. And they're not always going to be done at the same time. All right. We put one together for portrait studio. I was going to say photography, and you would shoot me out because we don't do photos. That's what your phone does. We do portraits. Anyways, they came in, they picked up the portraits. They had a system for calling back. They haven't. He sold the business since then, and isn't doing it anymore. Closed the business. But what basically was happening was 30 days later, they'd call and say they had somebody that was specifically for this, because these were good sized purchases. They'd call and say, "Hey, are you happy with the product? Did you have any problem with it? Do you need more pictures? Because it's been our experience that once you take them home, everybody wants a copy. Do you need some more prints? Have you framed it yet?" That actually was, 60 days later. I mean, 30 days after that, they'd call and say, "Hey, those wonderful prints. I got some frames on sale. I just want to see if you've got them framed yet, or I'll be happy to help you with that." Okay. And then another 30 days, he would call and he'd say, "Just checking. I'm about ready to get rid of the excess prints that we didn't get. I can give them to you for a discount rather than just throw them away." Amazingly, people don't, because they're having pictures of their graduation, their wedding, their parents, their kids. They feel bad about having them thrown away. And you'd be amazed how many people would buy it. And at the same time, he would ask, do you have anybody? He would ask for a referral. We'll get into that in more detail. I don't want to cover how he did it there. But all of that was working on getting add-ons, upsells, complementary products like the frame. All right. And that's what we were after. And it worked well. And yeah, we had to hire somebody, but actually, no, they didn't, because there was a lot of times the person was sitting there at the office waiting for a customer to come in. So in their downtime, they went through sales and they had a tickler and they just called. Now, if you're doing a lot of sales, you might not be able to do that. So you call repeat customers, you call big sales. All right. Just stop giving me excuses. I get that all the time. I got too many customers. I can't do that. Yeah, you're right. Probably. Probably not, though. You might want to consider bringing somebody in to help. There's always a way around it, but the reward is definitely worth it. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Blau, losing his voice. Sorry, allergies. Um, Saying until next time, let's make this our most profitable year ever. God bless, and see you at church. Have a great day.